We start today in Puerto Rico, where a Puerto Rican swimmer has now broken yet another world record. That makes 2 in 1 year. And today, our Francis Felix introduces us to the man who has been dedicated to the sport for more than 50 years.
2 world records in swimming were broken by an athlete here in Puerto Rico. The 800 and the 400 records in the 60 to 64 year bracket had been shattered by a local athlete. Arnaldo Perez takes us to the pool to talk about his lifelong dedication to the sport and what it takes to realize your dreams.
Needless to say, it's fantastic to do it in Puerto Rico. My mom was here, my daughters were here, my friends were here, so it's very special to be able to do it here. It's what I love to do, and fortunately for me, I'm still able to do it at a high level at my age.
How do you feel? How do you feel?
Cansado, tired, but happy, satisfied with the time. So good, very good. Good feeling. I've progressed as I've aged, so as I was aging, I was getting closer to times that could be world records. So, yeah, I'd say probably 2-3 years ago, I started thinking of the opportunity to probably own an individual world record. I had a relay world record in 2009. The next step to that is to have an individual world record, and fortunately for me, I've been able to do it twice this year. You follow your passions, work hard. I mean, dreams do happen. I mean, and I think I'm a testament to that. I mean, I've been swimming for over 50 years, and I've been swimming masters for over 30 years, and it is now that I'm able to own a world record. So, I mean, if you put your time, I mean, it may not happen immediately, but if you put in the hard work and you really want to do it, most of the time you'll be able to do it.
Arnaldo isn't finished training. He hopes to continue breaking his own world record. Congratulations, Arnaldo. From Puerto Rico, Francis Felix.
All right, thanks so much, Francis. In the meantime, celebrations are underway in Britain to mark Queen Elizabeth's 70 years on the throne. The Platinum Jubilee kicked off Thursday morning. Ian Lee reports from London.
The Royal Air Force soared through the sky in a salute to Queen Elizabeth's 70-year reign. The Queen smiled from a balcony at Buckingham Palace as pomp and pageantry played out on the streets below. Her appearance came after the ceremonial Trooping the Color, with soldiers performing another royal salute to the monarch.
It's a massive milestone. No British monarch in history has ever reached a Platinum Jubilee, and we are unlikely to ever see it again.
The 96-year-old Queen took the throne 70 years ago. Most Brits today have never known another monarch.
I just think it's an amazing thing that the Queen's been on the throne for 70 years. It's quite historic.
The Jubilee is a 4-day national celebration here, filled with concerts, street parties, and packed full of British pride.
I am a Queen fan. I think it just reminds me of good memories from childhood of doing all the Jubilee stuff at school.
The Queen isn't getting around as easily as she used to, so she won't attend every event. But she is setting time aside for family, like Prince Harry and Meghan, who flew in from California with their 2 children.
It's very likely that Harry and Meghan will visit the Queen on Saturday for Lilibet's first birthday. She's never met her before. I mean, that will be an extraordinary meeting. How sweet will that be?
Speaking of sweet, what's a party without a pudding, as Brits call it? The Jubilee's official dessert, a 7-layer lemon trifle in honor of the Queen's 7 decades of service.
Just amazing. Wow. Well, one of the biggest events in the 4 days of festivities will be a platinum party at the Palace. It's a concert featuring big names like Diana Ross, Elton John, and Alicia Keys. And switching gears now, the government of Belize has launched a national campaign to vaccinate as many children as possible between the ages of 5 and 11 years old against COVID-19. The national campaign coincides with a recent delivery of over 124,000 doses of the Pfizer pediatric vaccine donated by the government of Slovakia. Authorities say people have been assigned to various districts, and teams are hitting the ground running in an effort to cover as much ground as possible ahead of the new school year. The push is to ensure that children returning to the classrooms in September are protected against COVID-19. Each school has been assigned a date when people from the Ministry of Health and Wellness will be visiting to administer a COVID jab to their student population. The first shipment will provide enough doses to vaccinate approximately 85% of their target population, which stands at just over 73,000 children countrywide.
It is a boon that we've gotten it. We again are ahead of most of the countries in the world to get enough vaccines to even give our kids one dose and to start on the second dose. So our hope is that most of the kids, we aim for 95% coverage, will get at least one dose prior to going for holidays, and hopefully most of them will get the 2 doses.
Now, Dr. Natalia Bier, the technical advisor for maternal and child health in the Ministry of Health and Wellness, said the benefits of the vaccine for this age group for parents who may be hesitant is having their child inoculated.
COVID-19 is not a disease to play with. It have long-term consequences, and we are still learning about the virus, and the PEC can help me here, that it's not a cough and cold that we thought at the beginning of the pandemic. We know that now it's a systemic disease. And so why expose someone to get COVID-19 when we have a vaccine that can protect them from the infection? And if they do get infected, then it will protect them from severe illness and the need for hospitalizations.
Well, meantime, Pfizer and BioNTech have asked the FDA for emergency use authorization for the COVID vaccine in kids ages 6 months to 5 years old. Trial results released last week show the vaccine appears safe and has a strong immune response. A month after the children in the trial got their 3rd dose, tests showed the vaccine produced a similar immune response as 2 doses in 16 to 25-year-olds. That's according to data released by Pfizer and BioNTech. Trial results also show the vaccine had an 80.3% efficacy rate against symptomatic COVID-19 in this youngest age group. However, more testing is still needed to finalize the efficacy rate. An FDA panel will discuss Pfizer's emergency use authorization request on June 15th, along with Moderna's request. Well, meantime, a major airline carrier will fly baby formula from Europe to the U.S. for free. Wednesday, the White House announced United Airlines has agreed to fly formula free of charge from Heathrow Airport in London. The flights will span over a 3-week period and land at multiple airports across the country. Kendall NutriCare is the United Kingdom-based manufacturer of Candamel infant formula. The company plans to export 2 million cans to the U.S. to be sold nationwide and online. United will fly in over 300,000 pounds of that formula starting June 9th. 2 shipments from Australia are also planned for next week. About 250,000 cans will be on board those flights. The White House says this is part of its Operation Fly Formula efforts to combat the baby formula shortage.